Hey everybody. So today we're going to be talking about, yes, the Super Pockets from Hyper Megatech. No, not the Super Pocket. We have a big announcement. There's an Atari Edition and a Technos Edition. I'm going to go ahead and play the trailer, give my reaction, take a look at all the games and all that. And then for those of you who don't know, Hyper Megatech is just like a sister company of Blaze Entertainment and all that. So without further ado, let's take a look at the trailer. I have not watched it yet, and then we'll go ahead and we'll take a deeper dive at the games and see if this is worth picking up. All right. Okay. All right. Yeah, Atari. I do like the color. Ooh, the color of Technos is cool. Very cool. Very cool. All right. A Double Dragon. Okay. Oh, so we finally get Double Dragon Arcade. Interesting, very interesting. What else do we have here from Atari? Anything else special? We get any Lynx games, maybe, since it's a handheld? Let's see. Oh, really not saying much here. Okay. Okay, pre-order July 31st. All right. I'm mildly excited. Okay. So interesting. So they went with a license that they're going legacy, and both the Technos collection and Atari are going legacy. So very interesting. But let's take a look at the list and see, and then we'll kind of talk about depending on what games, like in the DPad and all that. Which I made a video talking about that. So let's take a look. Take a look here. We'll take a look at the Atari. Take a look at the Atari Edition. The Atari Edition first. All right. So same price, $59. I do really like the color scheme. is excellent, right? I think that's very cool. Official license games. Okay, we got some Missile Command Food Fight. All right. That I kind of called. I'm like, they have to have Food Fight on there, but I have an issue with that. Okay. So let's take a look at the games list. We got Asteroids. Excellent. We got Berserk, which is, that is really cool. But the issue with Berserk, though, is that it's a Tate mode game. I play arcade version, and this the screen is going to be tiny. Bomber cannon, man. I'm really curious to see how Crystal Castles is gonna. That's not gonna play good on this D-pad. That was designed for a trackball. Frenzy arcade, same thing. Yeah, Liberator, Lost Tomb. I'm not familiar with. Yeah, Millipede again without a trackball. Missile Command. That might. I don't know. Again, both trackball games. I don't see that doing too well. Knight Rider. We really, Again, to keep in mind, we all these games except for Lost Tomb and Berserk and Frenzy are already on the Arcade One cart. And then we have Pong, which is just there because they can get a license. It's kind of a way. Skydiver, Super Breakout, but again another trackball game. Of course, we have Adventure. We have Aqua Adventure. Dark Cavern. That's a good, that's a good one. We got Gravatar. We got Haunted House. Raider Lock. Oh, we got Save Mary. That's Save Mary's on actually both of these are on Atari 50 as well. Save Mary, I believe, was like one of those like prototype games or either that or homebrew or whatever. And then we have Solaris, Street Raider, Submarine, Tempest, Video Pinball. All these are on our Atari 1, but except for maybe Street Racer, I don't think is. And Submarine Commander, no, but Submarine Commander doesn't look that great. We got Wizard, yeah, Yar's Revenge. Ooh, Bounty Bob Strikes Back. Not too familiar with that. So with Countermeasure, Final Legacy. So we do have some new games that aren't in the Atari collections. Ooh, Miner 49er. I'm glad to see we're seeing a lot of stuff that's an Atari 50. That's probably why we're not getting a cart this year. We have the Zara Arena. I haven't heard of that. Alien Brigade, of course, Asteroids, and a regular. Interesting. So they're also putting on there the 1700 version of Centipede, which I guess is good. And then Dark Chambers, which was a secret unlock game if you pop in both Atari 1 and 2 on the VS. We have Desert Falcon, okay, Fatal Run, Food Fight, Ninja Golf, Motorcycle, Basketball, not too good. Checkered Flag, Dirty Larry Renegade Cop. Okay, for the Lynx. Kung Fu for the Lynx. Now we get some Lynx games. I don't think these are probably like the best Lynx games, but hey, it's what they can get for a license. Robo Squash, Scrapyard Dog again. Super Asteroids, that's a great game. Turbo Sub, not too familiar. Oh yeah, Warbirds, yeah, that's off of Atari. That's off of Atari 50. So very interesting here. The different type of games, um, that we have. So one important thing that I want to talk about. Let me show that. So this D-pad, right, and it looks like from the renders, um, it's going to be the same D-pad. So trying to show you all here the lighting, but the problem, and I did a video on this. And I'll put it in the description below, and I'll throw it up there. Is that this is not the best D-pad? And actually, kind of my complaint of the Super Pocket more so than the screen size. Other than it being really skinny, the problem is you really have to press on the edges for the diagonals to register. And so, unless they went ahead and fixed it, if you're playing something like Food Fight, then like definitely you're gonna have a problem. Because when I tried playing like Food Fight, something like Missile Command, where you really need to move like the cursor around. I played this on the Super Pocket Atari 1, and yeah, you just, if you're used to just kind of like playing in the middle of the D-pad, it's not as good of an experience. And it looked like from the renders, it's the exact same D-pad. So I kind of question. It's really good for platformers, for beat 'em ups. It's really, it's really good for that. But some other games where you really have to have precision, this D-pad isn't as good. So no, yeah, let's talk about the Technos edition. So yeah, makes sense why we're not getting a Technos collection this year, even though all the cards haven't been announced. I'm pretty sure we're not. So the color scheme on this is neat. Let's see. Yes, of course you get double drag. So this is a combination of arcade and console cards. So let's see what we got. So here's what's interesting. So we have double dragon arcade, right? And if you all remember way back when the VS launched on the trailer, they had Double Dragon being on there. They did. And then magically it disappeared from the trailer, and Blaze said that they didn't want to put it on here because Double Dragon generally, this doesn't have as good performance. Well, that was true on the original arcade version. Like, that game does have a lot of lag when there's bosses on the screen and all that, and even more so. But guess what? Double Dragon 2 was like that too, right? That also had a lot of lag at bosses. Not as much as Double Dragon 1, but I mean, you could definitely feel it. And I remember Pete, the Evercade, calling them out saying it's licensing, right? And obviously it appears that it was licensing because it's on the Super Pocket, which is either the same, I believe has the same spec. So yeah, just wanted to point that out. So we have that. So you get all the Double Dragons, I guess, which is Canadian. Again, this would have been so cool to have as a cart. So then we have River City Ransom, great game. We have the 8-bit version of Double Dragon, which the console versions of Double Dragon are better than the arcade, in my opinion. But it's neat to have it there. And then we have Double Dragon 2. Love that game. Double Dragon 3, which totally blows. I think everyone agrees. It's there to have all the Double Dragons. Now, this is neat. They call it Double Dragon 8-bit handheld. So that is really cool that they did put all the Double Dragons on here to have on a collection and to have the Game Boy version, which, of course, you would hope on a handheld like this that you would at least get a Game Boy version of something. And then Combat Tribes, great game. Minky Monkey, great game. Mysterious Stones, Dr. Jones Adventure, great game. Now we get the arcade version of Renegade, right? We get that, which is a shame that, again, that's hidden on the trapped on the Super Pocket. The Crash and Street Boys challenge, that's all right. We have Super Dodgeball. That looks like the arcade version of Super Dodgeball, not the Neo Geo version of Super Dodgeball, but the arcade version. So that's really cool. We have Super Double Dragon 16-bit. I wonder if it'll be the same version that's on the Technos collection, which was like the Japanese version with some modifications. Is pretty cool. And then Super Spike Volleyball, which is meh. And then we have Blockout. So there you go. That's this collection. So what are my thoughts on this? So first of all, I just want to say I'm super disappointed that this is for IPs that we already have, right? I'm totally super disappointed. I was really hoping maybe we'd get like a Konami, a Sega, some other difficult IP. Here, Blaze has used the IPs for legacy carts that are going away. Since Atari did acquire Digital Eclipse and Atari 50 is having more digital content that'll be coming out later this year, Atari doesn't want to give us any more physical carts. and that collection's going away. So they put that here in the Super Pocket. Hopefully it'll do well because it is Atari. And then Technos, that cart is like ridiculously expensive if you try to look for it on the secondary market. And it's kind of nice, I guess, that they threw some arcade versions on there and all that. But again, just very, very sad that it's trapped in this device. And that's the conflict of the Super Pockets, right? You don't have any carts. You can't play anything else. No HDMI out. It's trapped in the device. I'm on the fence if I'm going to go ahead and pick up one of these. I'm not really sure. If I was going to pick up one of them, I would lean more towards the Technos, just because I already have Atari 50. And yeah, I have all those games in the Atari 50 collection. Although I think as far as a showpiece, the Atari 50 would be a lot cooler. But the Technos does have some kind of neat stuff. Go ahead and put in the comments below. Let me know what you think of this. Are you going to pick one of these up? Are you kind of disappointed like me? Were you kind of hoping that again we would have gotten like that Konami collection, gotten like Contra, Castlevania, some of those bigger IPs? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. Bye-bye. Thanks, Crash Line, Mr. Shua, Immortal Sojourn, Sucker MC, Ember Cummings, Joe Whitlash.